Let's get to the shits. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy LSCR254, man. Tune in for another one. It's lit. 7:01 a.m. on Tuesday, where we talk about something tool related. Yesterday was Motor Monday. Yeah, we kind of hit it, kind of didn't. It is what it is. Y'all bear with me as I try to keep this shit on track. Temperature 21 degrees. 21 degrees. In Texas in March. Like, I just don't understand it. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Motherfucking heat is going like a son bitch. So yeah, man, it is 7:02. Headed to the JOB. 7:02 headed to the JOB, man. Tuesday. Our Air Tools dinosaurs, aka our Air Tools going extinct. You let me know what you think down in the comments below. Our Air Tools going extinct. There is a lot of what's the word? Time and technology advances at a rate unto which things are replaced by, just better technology. And that is part of the beast. It's cool, it's fine, it's dandy, it is what it is. Is that what electric impacts are doing to air tools? Are air tools going to become extinct? Because I already feel like they have taken a back seat to I already feel like they've taken a back seat to the electric ones. A couple of reasons why I feel that that's happened is because the compactness, the portability. I think the portability has a whole lot to do with it. Example, Pierre want me to come work on something at his crib, you know what I'm saying? Pierre don't have an air compressor, you know what I'm saying, all that jazz. So, in order for me to go be able to work on his car with air tools or an impact or something like that, pretty much everything has to be battery powered. And this is in touch where the This is where your battery power impact, your battery power ratchets, all of that will come in handy. Same thing with the junkyard. What up, Freeze? Yeah, same thing with the junkyard. You need going out to the yard, pull a certain part. You know what I'm saying? While they can be done with hand tools, the effectiveness, that's actually the effectiveness and the time saved by, you know what I'm saying, having that impact or that ratchet, it really shaves down on the time. I've noticed it greatly with what you call it, that ratchet I got, the earthquake ratchet that I got from Harbor Freight. Both tools are good, all hands are both. Yeah, and I guess it's not necessarily the air tools will go away, but I guess in the new wave of the mobile mechanic, I'm pretty sure you see a lot of them down your way. You know, these guys that'll come to your house and work on your car. Not us, because we work on our own stuff. But there are people that'll come and they'll work on your car, mobile mechanics. You know what I'm saying? So versus a mobile mechanic having to have tuck around the air compressor. You know what I'm saying? Got the battery powered joints. What up, Mark? So while I think it does have its place, I don't think that necessarily one will replace the other. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I feel that some may opt for the battery power option over the air, but then some will opt for the air over the battery power. It really just depends on, in my opinion, it really just depends on how you plan to use it. Like me, I'm not doing no mobile mechanic type shit, but I do hit the yard. And of course, we're not toting, you know what I'm saying, we're not toting the air compressor to the yard, you know what I'm saying? So it's that part. Oh, Mark, you are a mobile mechanic? Well, cool. Now we have a first-hand perspective. What would be the reason that you would, or would you opt for the battery? I would think that a mobile mechanic would opt for the battery power option over the air tool. Am I correct in that thought process, just because of the portability and everything like that? Or is it something to the effect where we just pull up and be like, yo, I need an extension cord, or can you plug this into your crib or whatever? I know that sometimes my air compressor be tripping my breakers. I think it's just because I got a lot of shit hooked up in the garage on the same circuit. But okay, rather have battery. Yeah, I mean it just feels more convenient, honestly. It really does. I've been kind of on the fence about like if I want to step up. Like I just kind of have like an infatuation with tools and gadgets and shit. You know what I mean? Electronics. So like a tool ain't nothing but like an electronic with a purpose. So it make it easier for me to justify, you know what I'm saying, doing some shit. I've been doing some research on, a lot of people, they swear by Snap on a couple of the guys here that we know, Logo, MC. I'm saying they swear by the Milwaukee. I wouldn't say that I swear by Harbor Freight, but it's usually more convenient for me to pick up something from Harbor Freight. But as I was doing some comparison and pricing on the battery powered stuff from Milwaukee versus the battery powered stuff from Harbor Freight, it's a little bit of a difference, and it's not all in the price point. I don't get it wrong. Like, I am El Cheapo, but in the essence of being cheap, at the same time you want to get the most bang for your buck. Like, for example, that earthquake impact. Honestly, it might be like overkill. 1200 nut busting torque or whatever, something like that. Mark, you would know. Have you ever like ran into anything that you probably just really needed that gun on? Because I don't think anything, the torque specs are that high. But I do know, rust and shit happens and other little shit like that. But for the most part, something lower may be got a better got got a better Harbor Freight impact and it works like a champ. Which one do you have? Do you have that earthquake one? What up, 2010? Yeah, and I was talking about getting it, but then I guess I got to thinking long term. You know what I mean? Because I want to say the big one from Milwaukee, not the stubby joint, but the one that's probably closer in torque busting or nut busting torque. I want to say it's like 250, 249, which is cheap. But that's just the tool. You don't have a battery, you don't have a battery charger. For the battery, you're gonna probably spend like another 100 something. Then if you don't already have a charger, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna have to pay for that too. But the difference is with the earthquake joint, as I was looking deeper, they have there's like a 90-day warranty. Of course, you can pay extra for the other one, the couple years or whatever. But in Milwaukee, like off gate, come with like a 5-year warranty. And then, when it comes to like hand tools and shit, it's like, all right, cool. I'll just buy the cheapest little thing or whatever and do it like that. Or even with Harbor Freight air tools, you know what I'm saying? They pretty cheap too. So it's like, all right, this air tool is so cheap. If it just break, I'll buy another one. But when you get into the battery operated shit, you know what I'm saying? You're talking about almost $300. And if I'm paying almost $300 for something and then it breaks, you know what I'm saying? Say outside of the 2 years that you can add the warranty on, something go wrong with it, then you just kind of shit out of luck. Yeah, man, it's like 20, 25 degrees out here in Texas this morning. Texas is still with the shits, unless you know that God has a sense of humor. Well, see, like you're saying you're asking what's like good torque. Like my question, not to ignore your question, because I guess it just depends. Well, I guess the answer to your question would be like my question. The answer to my question as well is because how much torque do you need? Like if you're doing nothing but just working on cars, like I get it. The more torque, the easier the job. You don't have to worry about nothing. If I get some shit that's 1400 nut busting torque, I don't gotta worry about shit. But at the same time, it could be overkill. You think, or could be for exhaust bolts. Cause like comparison, Milwaukee stubby joint, the half inch and the 3/8 both put out 250 pounds of torque. Would that not be enough to get rid of the exhaust bolts? And the only reason I ask, cause I'm not familiar. What up, badass? Cause like for like a rat, I know that the ratchets have less torque than the impact joints. You know what I'm saying? So, and then depending upon what brand and what, you know what I'm saying, what trim level, I guess you could say, determine, you know what I'm saying, what it has. Yeah, like the battery ratchet is the one that I have from Harbor Freight, and I don't necessarily like. I was able to, with a little bit of finessing, you know what I'm saying. I was able to take the heads and stuff, the heads and the valley plate and all of that shit off that 5.3 that I had. Would it have helped to have a little bit more torque? Yeah. But I mean, other than that, I mean, with the ratchet, you know what I'm saying, and that's with something where you have where you got wiggle room. You know what I'm saying? The engine was out of the vehicle. It's in the back of a truck. You know what I'm saying? It was really like no sweat to it. You know what I'm saying? Versus actually working on something with inside of small spaces and stuff like that. I got to be walking 3/8. Yeah, cause I mean after kind of Loco got the stubby. You know what I'm saying? The stubby fuel joint is like the newest one. 250 250 torque fastening and nut busting. So I think that I think it would be enough because I've been seeing videos where like that little stubby joint, like it's taking off axle nuts and shit. I don't know if it's doing like balancer bolts, but I seen it do an axle nut. Yeah, and I feel you, 2010. Like that's kind of that's kind of the dilemma that I run into as well. Just reading, watching reviews, you know what I'm saying, everything like that. Of course, like as Americans, you know what I'm saying, we always just know that like more is better. I'm curious, would 250 plus an exhaust bolt, or would 250 not be enough for that exhaust bolt? Yeah, I don't think the I think where like the name, like if you find a good tool, oh shit, why would you swerve your motherfucking ass over here? You the motherfucker that got over there into my motherfucking lane. Fuck you shaking your head for? Traffic comes to a fucking cease and your motherfucking ass jumps into the lane that is already got people fucking in it. If I would have ran into the back of a little ugly ass Jeep. Yeah, and that's like I don't know. Like I want to lean toward the Harbor Freight. I'm really thinking about it. I've heard some good things about the shit. I really have. I haven't actually put it to work. I know that it is torquey than a motherfucker. Like when I was in the store, you know, it's a video I did a while back. I was in the store and I was, you know, just like the bitch torquey than a motherfucker, man. So my only concern with the earthquake at this point, yeah, my only concern with the earthquake at this point is really just the warranty. Like, if something was to go wrong after, because I mean, I'm not a big believer in buying them extended warranties and shit, man. They be trying to hold you and shit. But if Milwaukee already come with like a 5 year warranty or some shit like that, then and they so close in close in price, that's not. But I guess when it come down to it, it's really just like I said, getting the best bang for your buck. Tonight, getting the most quality product. What I'm saying, whatever. But it's all. I mean, it's all man made. It's all electronic. What I'm saying. Anything can go wrong. Another. Well, I wouldn't. I don't know if it's an advantage. Because I haven't really read into it. What's the difference between the brush and the brushless? Well, I'm afraid if you buy the extended warranty, you can only swap it one time. And I heard that in somebody video or some shit like that. Like if the first one that I buy is fucking faulty, you know what I'm saying? Who's to say that the one that I swap it for when I come back in the stove can't or won't be fucking faulty as well? So it's just kind of like a luck of the draw type shit, right? And while I have heard great things about them, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. That doesn't just sit the best with me. You know what I'm talking about? Having charged the battery in a week and it's still full. Look onto battery impacts. Milwaukee is the best bang for buck. Super powerful. 2010s. I like that warranty. Yeah, like it's. I have no doubt that motherfucking earthquake get down, but it's I guess my concern is just like for how long? How long you done had yours, Mark? Just out of curiosity. I mean, everything is a gamble. You know what I'm saying? Everything is a gamble. Nothing is guaranteed. Everything is, smoking fucking mirrors, possibly. You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay. Brushless is less parts to wear and smoother and quiet. The Outcast. Okay, since Christmas. So it's going on 32, almost 3 months. Like I said, I don't necessarily think there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just curious just as I'm doing the research and shit, man. Because like a lot of stuff, like I just don't take everything at face value. You know what I'm saying? Or if somebody like I'm not totally oblivious to, taking suggestions and shit.
Can I answer you?
Yeah, let me get a sausage McMuffin, sub bacon, and a hash brown, please.
Anything else?
Nah, that's it.
259 at the first window.
All right, thank you. Like, I don't like spending $7 for breakfast, so you can only imagine. You can only imagine how major this fucking purchase would be for me. You know what I'm talking about? So, if I was to do it, which I have been thinking about it. I really have been thinking about it. There's nothing wrong with buying Harbor Freight tools. Get what you can afford. I buy tools from everywhere: Lowe's, Home Depot, Snap-on, Mac, Harbor Freight, Amazon, etc. Reason I still need a lot of air stuff is that I can't afford to replace them with battery. The Walton caused dust to form on most of my air tools. Yeah, whatever the in the end, that's what it matters, man. Getting the job done. I'm thinking about an impact, Outcast. But what I was thinking was, because I had my eye on that joint from Earthquake. You know what I'm saying? And then somebody was like, "Well, if you're gonna spend, if you're going, cause what the one from Harbor Freight is like what 269, 259, something like that. Come with a battery and a charger. The one from somebody was like, well, shit, if you're gonna spend that much, you might as well spend a little bit more, get a better quality tool in the Milwaukee joint, because the Milwaukee one is like 249, but that's just the tool. There's no battery, there's no charger. Like the wrenches, I go to Harbor Freight. Like, it's fucking, they be taxing. Like, fucking AutoZone O'Reilly's, bro, they be fucking taxing on tools, bro. And I mean, for the most part, y'all know from watching me, like, doing junkyard shit, bro, I'm a hand tool, like, get it out the mud type of person. But some of you guys have, like, shown and exposed me to an easier way to doing this shit. So I'm like on some, we can work smarter, not harder type shit. You know what I mean? Yo, where the fuck is my wallet at? Yo, I think I left my fucking wallet at the crib, yo. Fuck! It's alright though. We got stacks on deck. We got enough for breakfast. At lunch, I'm fucked. Bro, I thought I grabbed that shit. Bro, I stay leaving my motherfucking wallet, bro. This shit don't make no goddamn sense. Bro, it be early. I be trying to get my son together. Like, fuck, bro. I'm already not no fucking morning person. Bro, and I seen the bitch, bro. I know exactly where it's at. I know exactly where it's at. That hoe is sitting on the fucking coffee table in the living room. I know exactly where it's at. Exactly where it's at. All right, back to the tool shit. Hold on. We have Milwaukee and DeWalt in quarter inch and half. I have DeWalt in 3/8 and half. Milwaukee is superior. Yeah, I've heard that shit a lot too. I have heard that shit a lot too.
You're the
Morning.
roasted muffin and a hash brown.
Yeah. How much?
$2.59.
259. Shit, I hope I got enough.
Have a good day, baby.
All right, you too.
Next time.
Have a nice day.
All right, thank you. You too. But yeah, I mean the only reason I'm like considering even getting the Milwaukee shit is because the price point is so close. You know what I'm saying? Like the I guess the only downfall and shit of that is the battery. You know what I'm saying? You gotta buy the battery and the charger separate. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that you got the 5-year warranty on the tool, like that's a little bit more. That's a little bit more comforting, you know what I'm saying? Make you kind of sleep better at night type shit, you know what I'm saying? What's up, Remake? And Remake, I think that is a great question. That's what I was asking earlier. Like, with the stubby joint, like, is that 250, that 250 nut busting fastening torque, isn't that enough for most of the stuff that us automotive guys would do? Like, would you really, 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 really just need? Would you really, really, really just need 1400 or 1200? You know, nut busting torque. You know what I'm saying? I bought my tools from Harper Fair. Like, get the job done with them using cheap, expensive tools, and that's all that matters. Yeah, and I mean, shit, I'm not working on nobody else shit. Y'all already know how I get down. I don't work on nobody else shit. I just work on my shit. But I got enough of my shit. I got enough shit on my own to where it's like I'm working on other people's shit. So whatever get the job done, you know what I'm saying? True. I guess for me, because my tools aren't necessarily making money for me, then I kind of look at it from, okay, a longevity standpoint as well. Mm. The Milwaukee Impact is too strong for most stuff. Just good at tearing shit up. You talking about the 1200 one? We take off a lot of the skid steer tires and jam axle nuts and stuff, but the idiot would definitely break everything they touch with it. LS will be okay though. Well, thank you for your vote of confidence. I used to heat a lot more shit with the torch than I do now. That's for certain. But the point is, what he needed, I can do most stuff with my M12W. See, and that's what I was thinking. Like the M12 half inch joint, I was thinking about compared to the Earthquake. It's less torque, but it's smaller, more compact. I already got big ass hands, so I don't need like, you know what I'm saying. I don't. I really. I'm just really thinking like, is it overkill? I mean, it's better to have more than enough than not enough. But yeah. I could think of times he would remake if he using a 4 foot extension to get at bell housing bolts. And where like the way that I've always done this shit, I be just getting at bell housing bolts with fucking hand tools. So hey, okay. So the M12 has different settings where the what you call where the other Milwaukee, the Milwaukee Big Gun, don't have what's the name? It's just full on power. What up, Danny? Out of the 4th inch. You mean quart? You mean quarter inch, or you mean like half inch? like the Milwaukee quarter inch don't have as much power as the 3/8. The 3/8 and the half inch have like the same 250 torque. Yeah, we inspiring videos and shit. That's what's up, Cass. I be looking for, bro. I never really, honestly, I never really use a quarter inch. I always use 3/8. Like the only time I use quarter inch shit if it's something like real small, and I usually just adapt down to it. And that's with me using hand tools. As long as I can have like a 8 millimeter, a 10 millimeter, well, really the 8. As long as I can have that 8 millimeter and a half inch, or not a half inch, as long as I can have that 8 millimeter and a 3/8 drive, I'm good for the most part. Only problem I had with my M12 in the automotive is brakes on my 314 truck. Is that was that just getting the caliper off? Cause I seen that M12 do axle nuts, which was kind of impressive. The only thing I haven't seen the M12 do is what's that shit? Balance a boat. Harmonic balance a boat. So that would be, I guess, my only concern. But what's the torque specs for a balancer boat? Don't forget the 7 millimeter. Yeah, and most of like the 7, because the kid that I got from AutoZone some years back had from 6 all the way up to 19 3/8 drive. You know what I'm saying? When you go to Harbor Freight, you can't get no fucking 6 and 7 and 8. You can't get 6, 7, 8, and 9 in a 3/8 drive from fucking Harbor Freight. That's what I was getting at. The only place that I know that I've gotten that set from is Duralast from fucking AutoZone. You never start with quarters. That is later. I use quarter up to 15. Is that? Do y'all actually mean quarter? You say you never start with a quarter inch, and then you say I use a quarter inch up to 15 millimeters. So do you mean quarter or half or 3/8? I don't know if autocorrect is changing y'all's numbers. 9% I do. I got the quarter inch blue point sockets. If they lifetime warranties, I'd rather break a ratchet than a bolt. The bracket was torque 450 with Loctite. But 450, is it even supposed to be torqued that fucking tight? I know that everybody doesn't go by the fucking torque specs. Some people just crank shit down. My set has all the has. Yeah, my wife bought me like a couple years that 301 piece from Harbor Freight. That one I can say has pretty much everything in it. But you know, if you get anything lower and shit, like you're not gonna get all them sizes and shit. Like I actually even kind of thought about buying like another 301 piece set, but then I thought that would just kind of be overkill. Mhm. Yeah, I always start with a 3/8, but it's a ratchet. I don't know if that make a difference. I always start with a 3/8 just because it's more comfortable. I don't know. Yeah, and that's like that would be that would probably be my goal, or that's the way that I would go about it if I needed to go. Like I would buy if I would buy the half inch, just like I was talking about with the Harbor Freight one. I would buy a half inch joint. You know what I'm saying? But if I need to go down to 3/8, I just use an adapter and then go from there. But usually when I start working on something, like I start with the 3/8. Like I said, I very rarely use my quarter inch stuff. Like I don't even really blink at the quarter inch stuff when I go to the store. Like it's always 3/8 a half inch. Fuck, it's almost time to go to work. I'm a torque Nazi. I go off the book. So the brake caliper was supposed to be, how much did you say it was? 450. Yeah, the bracket was toward 450 with Loctite. Yeah, I've never really looked, I guess, at the torque settings for certain stuff or whatever. So if that bracket was supposed to be torqued down to 450, then you know what I'm saying. In that event, like you might need something that's more than 250. But like I said, I've heard good things about the M12 half inch joint. So see, I bought a 3/8 stubby and go up with adapter. I just say click and move on unless I'm inside a motor. Then I'm the torque Nazi. Yeah. Like inside of a motor, yeah, because it's just certain it's different passageways and shit that gotta be like on point. So yeah, torque not see inside a motor. I'm kind of like you, Outcast. Like outside of a motor, just run that shit down. Run that shit down and be done with it for the most part. Except for that one time where I did the torque converter bolts or the flywheel the flywheel to the crank bolts and them bitches was actually loose. But I think that was more so because I didn't put no fucking Loctite on them hoes or no sealing or nothing on there to do that. And then I didn't torque them down either. So that's another time I would say definitely use your fucking torque settings. Flywheel to crank bolts. Those bitches will come back to bite you in the ass. I'm a true motherfucking believer and a testimony. Well, yeah, man, let me go punch the clock, man. Thank everybody for tuning in. Tomorrow will be Wheel Wednesday, where we talk about something about wheels. So, it's your boy, LSCR254, man. Remember, identify your weaknesses, make it your strength. Life is all about choices, choose wisely, and productivity over procrastination. And an extra tip